Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, the scatter plot below shows the scores obtained in reading and science for 16 8th grade students. Based on the scatter plot, what is the best prediction of the reading score for a student that scored a 50 in science? Okay, so what is it that I'm looking for? I want to find the best prediction of the reading score. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is my question. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, now what do I know about that student? Well, this student got a score of 50 in the science. Okay, so before we look at the data for the reading and things like that, right? Well, what about if you look at the score that is given to you? The score that is given to us is a 50 in science. So if you look at the scatter plot, science is right here on the y values. So that's the first thing you need to check for, okay? And the score that the student got in science, it's a 50, which is right here, okay? So that's what I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking for the reading score of a student who got a 50 in that science, okay? So I'm looking for a point that can fit somewhere in this data. Is that right? So think about it. For example, can I say that this point can be like way over here? No, because it needs to fit on this data that is here given to us. So the point that I'm looking for needs to follow this kind of pattern. Is that right? Okay, so keep that in mind of what we're gonna do in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to draw a line. Okay, we call it the line of best fit. So that line can actually helps me find the best prediction for the score. Okay, so let me give you a second or two for you guys to draw a line, and we're gonna do our own line right now. Okay, so I have my line, right? So I hope you guys have yours. Yours might be a little bit different than mine because it depends on that, how tilted you did it and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be very close to our answer, okay? So I'm gonna look at the 50 score of the science, and I'm gonna go straight to the right. Okay, so I'm going straight to the right. And I'm gonna stop right there on that line. You guys see that? So this is the point that I'm expecting to use for the student and look at the score that he could have gotten on the reading. So look down, and the score is a what? It's a 30, right? So what I did again is I look at the 50 on the science, and I look down at the reading score, and it's predicted that it could be a 30. Okay, now what we can do also is we can actually plot all the other points just so that you can see how far away are they from the actual line of best fit that I have. So let me start with 15. Now remember, these are your reading scores. Okay, now why am I telling you that? Because I need to make sure that you guys find those numbers on the x-axis. Okay, so I'm gonna go to 15, which is gonna be right here, and if I go all the way up, this will be the point. Well, that point is not across 50, right? So that cannot be an answer. 30, we agreed that that's the closest for us. Then I'm gonna look at 50, which is right here. Go all the way up, and I'm gonna stop right there. If you look across, that number is above 60, right? So that student didn't get a 60 on science or above. He got a 50. That's why that cannot be an answer. And the last one is 75. And that number will be way over here, which is very close to 80. That's too far away, right? So my only answer choice that is the closest for us, it is 30. So the student is predicted to get a 30 in the reading test, given that he got a 50 on the science test. And again, this is the way that we can do it once my information that I'm using is actually on my data. Let's suppose that I don't find my X or my Y value within the data that is given to me, then more than likely you're gonna need to use linear regression on the calculator, which means that you need to find 2 points, and maybe one of the points could be this one, right? And maybe another one can be this one. And this could be another one. You guys can choose actually 2 or 3 points. Any points that are very close on your line. But that would be for another video if you want to find the one that you can actually use a calculator for that.